Welcome to Caldwell, Idaho. I'm Angela Fraser, and welcome to another episode of Unbelievable AF, because AF's my initials. I don't know what you were thinking.
I mean, look around. We're in Caldwell. Caldwell's a great city.
What do you think the single biggest state-operated program in Idaho currently is?
I don't know. I'm not quite sure.
I don't know. I'll say parks.
Schools, I guess.
Biggest state operated? Probably welfare.
Probably Boise State University.
I actually have no idea.
That's okay. So it's Medicaid.
Oh, okay.
Can you name some things that Medicaid covers?
I think it covers prescription drugs, basic medical care. I don't know about major operations. I don't know.
Basic hospital visits, diagnosis, and some form of medical bills, and often given to veterans.
Checkups.
Dental stuff and doctor's visits.
Some eyeglasses, some teeth. Prescriptions, doctor visits.
Injuries.
Going into the hospital, doctor's visits, medication.
Yep.
People that probably need medication.
So it covers a lot of things, right? Like you're talking about vision, dental, doctor checkups, surgeries, things like that.
Wow, that's a lot.
How much money do you think Idaho will be spending on Medicaid in the 2023 fiscal year?
It defines, are you going off of Idaho's new budget or in total?
So 2023 is the new budget.
I'm going to say close to like $10 million.
$1 billion?
Upwards of maybe 300,000 to $1 million.
Oh, a couple billion.
Oh, probably a whole lot more than what they are now.
No idea. I have no frame of reference for how big the state budget is.
Probably a couple million.
Over $4 billion. So $4 billion. Wow. So make your best guess on the following. Medicaid is currently covering A, approximately 1 in 20 Idahoans, B, approximately 1 in 10 Idahoans, or C, approximately 1 in 5 Idahoans.
I'm going to say 1 in 5.
Probably 20.
I'd say probably 1 in 10.
1 in 5.
I'd say 1 in 5.
1 in 10.
1 in 20.
1 in 20.
It's 1 in 5, or
1 in 5?
about 1 in 5 are on Medicaid
Really?
right now.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, if they're spending that much, then I'm guessing there's a lot of people that have it.
That are on it.
That are on it.
What state do you come from?
The socialist state of California. The Marxist Union of Soviet Socialist States of California. Originally. I've been here 8 years.
So there are several people on Medicaid right now that are ineligible to be on it. So they're making enough money that they shouldn't be on Medicaid. But the government can't kick them off the program due to the formal state of emergency from the coronavirus. How do you feel about that?
Ooh, that's a tough question because I'm a believer in working and making enough money for that kind of stuff. And a lot of people are using the COVID pandemic to not work and reaping the benefits that way, which I think they should be doing the opposite.
They should be taken off.
There needs to be a lot more thorough of a background check on people. You know, Americans are clever, and if they can squeeze a little bit more, they will.
I think the federal government wants to put most of the people dependent on government programs, and this is never going to stop. So, it's ridiculous. It's socialism all the way. I haven't touched on the illegal aliens yet. I don't know about that. I don't know how Idaho is. California, you could walk across the border and get on a social program and get money. It's totally insane.
Oh, that's a tough one. Because I think there are people that have needed that help too. But things are changing. So it's a case-by-case basis.
I think it's one of those things that when you have laws, they're not going to apply to everybody. You know, some people fall through the cracks. It's just part of governing a large population of people.
As you're probably aware, our government is over $30 trillion in debt. About 70% of Medicaid funds are coming from the federal government's borrowed money. So most of our money is coming from the federal government to support Medicaid in Idaho. If the federal government were to decide to balance their books and cut our medical funding in half, it would put Idaho in a difficult position financially. What do you think our state could do with Medicaid now in order to prepare against a potential cut in federal funding?
Well, they can't charge much more. I mean, people are paying about all they can pay now.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what they can do about it.
That's okay.
I'd say get the ones that are able to get off of Medicaid, get them off.
Well, I think they could utilize it better.
There could be pro bono doctors, there could be pro bono offices, people that, want to give and not have to receive.
I don't know. But I do think that, medical care in whatever form is something that everyone deserves. No one should be put off because they don't have the coverage. So I think Idaho has to figure that out.
I don't know. Probably have to raise state taxes.
Dissolve it, get rid of it. Otherwise, the state's going to go like the rest of the states are going to go bankrupt. It is planned that way. A country doesn't go $30 trillion in debt and just by accident. There were communist teachers from Columbia University, and their theory was to bankrupt the United States from within, build up so much debt, it would all collapse within itself, and then everybody's going to be homeless. That's the plan. Then you're dependent on the government 100%. Everything, food, shelter, everything, medicine, and that's called communism.
There's an argument to be made that the government is in the charity business and it's supplanting churches, charities, families, community organizations, and nonprofits. The state doesn't have to participate in the Medicaid program. Do you think we should continue to fund Medicaid as a state, or do you think that the state should wean its way out of the picture and allow individuals, communities, religious organizations, and/or nonprofits to step in and create programs that would help those who are in need of assistance?
Probably both. I just think that, if the churches and the community is able to step up and help, then they should help.
I'm for the nonprofit part of it because that way they're helping the people who really need it, and they can kind of direct their money towards specific things that they support. I would say a little less funding towards Medicaid because like I said, it could be utilized a little differently.
The government's not very good at spending money as well as a nonprofit might be.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I say both? I think the state needs to help, and if there are other organizations that can help as well, I think that's great.
I think there's room for both state and non-governmental charities. The purpose of government is to govern people, is not necessarily to make money. So whatever you need to do to govern, take care of the people, that's what you should do.
Yeah, wean it off, dissolve it. And originally, back in the 1940s and 50s, everything was community-based help. If somebody needed help, they went to the church, they went to the community, went to the whatever, and it was all community-oriented, and it was all, and now it's dependent on the federal government. We've got to do something because, like I said, this is all designed to make everybody forced to dependent on the federal government, and it's going to be a nightmare. I'm glad I'm old. I wouldn't want to be 30 or 40 now. It's amazing that the Revolutionary War was started over a 3% tax. People picked up their rifles and fired on British troops on a 3% tax. It started with the Stamp Act, the Paper Act, and the tea tax, and went on and on and on. That 3%, and people just got pissed off, and now look, people aren't doing anything, They're depending on the government. That's why.
Thank you to everyone who participated. I know it's tough to get in front of the camera and express your opinions publicly. And the tough thing about the Medicaid topic is that Idahoans generally want to help one another. However, we can differ on what we believe to be the best solution for solving the exact same problem. We want the same things, we just have different ways of going about it. I hope this video made you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll be coming to an Idaho city near you soon.